Africa. It's technically worse. It's the same thing that they took over land and enslaved the people on it. But there are special places, everything, total desecration. So, yeah, you can just tell the people that was a sign that's moving toward. And then the lady was Christian, so it unifies the Christians and the Muslims. And then the people say, I know they did Muslims like that, but she was a Christian. It's little things, but when you see the flowers at a thing made in the sign of a cross, that's millions of people out there. Yeah, not the crescent of the star, it's a cross, right? And they see all the people there, and the place, she's been buried in a Christian funeral, Christian process, Christian methodology. But that's the way it is. There's a period of time when you're on the way up, you can't do nothing wrong. You don't do nothing but wrong. When the Americans 200 years ago, they slaughtered India, they did it the whole show. For what? It's on the way up. A lot of them already wrote it, they going up there. And you will say, well, how did they do that? But now, every people have its time. When they start heading down, look at American policy now. They can't do anything right. Nothing. They don't do nothing right. That's because their time is up. We don't know when it'll collapse. We don't know when the currency will collapse. We don't know the day of the solidification of the universal harmony that helped bring it down. But it's headed that way, and we're comfortable with it. We could almost say, they said it ain't over till the fat lady sang, but that girl is up there. She on the stage right now. Hey, man, that girl getting ready to sing. Because boss man, it's technically over. It can't do anything right. Nothing. With nobody. It tells other people it's on the way up. You're Indian, you got to support us. They said, we don't want to, look, man, we don't want to. They tell ASEAN, all of you guys, you look at all them ASEAN guys, not one white person in there. They all look Asian. They all dark-skinned with straight hair. All of them standing there, and the only white man is the dumb president, right? And he's telling them, we want you guys to be with us against you know who. Huh? Yeah, but submit and be with us against the Chinamans who look just like them. They've been there next to each other for the last 5,000 years, and they're all finally getting it together, and we want you. And then they offered them, we're going to give you $15 billion. You ought to heard them. The people said, hell, you're going to give us what? All it was an insult. You're going to give collectively all that. That's about Look, when it start going wrong, it ain't nothing. That's why you can go home. This fight is over. It's not that we're happy, but we have to do something for our people, because remember, this thing is crashing, and collateral damage, we don't want our people to be the thing to fall on them. So we have to, and remember, our families, they don't get all of this. They don't get it. Either because they're not old enough or whatever, they don't get it. Therefore, it's our responsibility to pull this off. And then the other people are innocent. They oppressed too, they just don't know it. And some of them know it. Don't think that the white folks going to work, them old grandmas. That used to be a teenage job 30 years ago, working in McDonald's. But then I noticed about 20, 25 years ago when I would travel and I'd be in one of them, I would see old people working in it, old grannies and everything. I thought, oh, this has changed up. And then, like now, it's a standard job. And imagine, I just heard this, I wouldn't have no way of knowing. Some McDonald's and stuff, they just still make $8 or $10 an hour. And $15 an hour is a great goal, right? They still working on it, 50. Do you know if I had people that was friends, they worked at Superstruct in 1978. They made $15 an hour 45 years ago. 70 years longer than that. Call it. They made that then. And a house didn't cost but $20,000 in those days, $25,000. And they were Negroes. They worked at the Superstruct, shipbuilding company. And they were just lower wage, inductees. I'm going to close with this. I have no idea. I already know that, whatever it is, alhamdulillah, but I also know that I have no idea how those people make $15 and $20 an hour and they charge you for rent. It's $1 billion. You got to have car taxes, cars. God, I said, I don't know how they do it. I have no idea how they do it. They're working a miracle. But I know that brings about a change. And those people are our home folks. It doesn't make no difference. Oppression takes the racism out of you. So I would say most of the people is racist now, shooting up people. And can you imagine you can't go nowhere without getting shot up? Can you imagine what the news looks like? First of all, they show L.A. and California, the Golden State. Oh, my goodness. And Seattle and all of that. And they see it on TV. I know they don't believe it because America's the gold in the streets, stuff like that. Yeah. And all the Latinos on the border, you talking about insanity? You want them not to come? Just instead of all that money that you're trying to stop them, send it down there. You could just give it out if you just wanted to. You could just be down there and, okay, everybody, stick your finger in this. We're going to give you down there. I will give you, we're going to really splurge. You're going to get $400 a month in U.S. dollars. And the prices will be down there. You're going to give that away. You can print it in your treasury here. You can just give it away. And you think anybody would come up here when you giving them all that money to stay down there? Or produce jobs? They're going to produce jobs because with all that money, hey, and all these old trucks and everything that you can't sell up here, they love them. Send them down there. You can't get them to come up here because people don't want to leave where they are. They love it. They just can't they're starving to death. The people are stupid. They're technically stupid. They would rather spend billions of dollars for border patrol. You wouldn't have to have no border patrol. You could put 3 people on the border, the whole U.S. border, 1,200 miles or more. It's longer than that. You don't have to worry. Nobody's going to cross the border because you sending everything down there. Yeah. Or you're sending money down there, which, anyway, are there any questions or comments? Okay, but remember, when people are headed down, they do like crack addicts. They do like dope fiends. Everything they do is wrong. Everything they do is wrong. They don't do nothing right. When they're on the way up, they can do all the wrong. That's what Allah wrote. You can free ride. Whatever you do is fine. So we thank you very much. I'm going to write, we can close down.